Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you may be watching this. Welcome to Dirt Road Believer. I am Tina, and it is the month of June. And the month of June just has so much personality. We're traveling to new places, we're reading new books, we're getting to see people we haven't seen in a long time. And so I am so excited about the month of June and the Bible study that we are about to begin this month. There's a lot going on in June, so before I introduce the Bible study, I want to tell you we still have a $500 giveaway going on. So if you are a new subscriber, all you have to do is comment your subscriber number that pops up when you subscribe, and also the name of your church, because this $500 will be given to a church when Dirt Road Believer reaches 500 subs. Also, every Tuesday in June, we're calling it T-Shirt Tuesday, and you can win a T-shirt with our brand new logo on it. So take a look at the logo. So the T-shirt will be a plain white T-shirt with that logo, and to enter to win on T-Shirt Tuesdays, all you have to do is comment what size you want. We have sizes small all the way up to 4X, so comment the size that you want, and that drawing will also take place starting next Tuesday. So get those comments in and you can win a brand new Dirt Road Believer t-shirt. Alright guys, our Bible study that we are getting into, I am so excited about this because this is a Bible study for anyone, believers, non-believers, anti-believers, whatever you are. This is a Bible study for you, and here is why. We all love reading novels, right? Reading books, and especially in the summertime. Right now I'm reading Same Kind of Different as Me, and you know, I love learning about the characters and their personalities, and I'm not sure exactly when this idea hit me, but I thought, you know, I wonder about Jesus' personality. We know that Jesus was fully God, but he was also fully human. And so I thought, I really want to just learn about his personality. And so I thought the best way to do that would be to read the Gospels as if I'm reading a novel. So I went back and I've read through all the Gospels again, but this time I read it from a different perspective. Because when you're reading a novel, they don't just take each character and list personality traits. It's through their interactions and through their behaviors and through you know, just their way of doing things that you realize what their personality is. And so I'm so excited because what I've discovered is Jesus' personality is not exactly the way I had pigeonholed him. I think we all have a way of thinking of our way of Jesus and what his personality is, and if you'll think about it, it tends to go along with the personalities you mesh well with, and that's not necessarily the case. And so you know, what I've learned is our personality has absolutely nothing to do with being a Christian. There is no Christian personality. Christians come in all personalities, and so it's easy to find a hang-up with a certain personality because we have a conflict with it and think, oh, they're never going to make it to heaven. But you know what? When you take a closer look, and we take a closer look together through the month of June at Jesus and his personality, you may find that some of those same personality traits that you have a hang-up with on occasion, you may find those in Jesus. Personality is so upfront and in your face when it comes to our interactions with people that we can get real hung up on them. And you may have even encountered a personality that caused you to doubt whether that person was a person of faith at all. Christians do not fit a personality type. There is no Christian personality. We are all personalities, desirable or not. We are every color, every nation, every tongue. And aren't you glad? I mean, who wants to have vanilla ice cream every day of the summer? I don't know about you, but I want flavor and I want variety. And we see that within people that we know. And so we are going to study the personality of Jesus. This is going to be the least Bible study you've ever been a part of, if that makes sense. So I hope that you will enjoy this. If you love interesting Bible studies, last summer I did a Bible study called Divine Constellation, and it takes you through the book of Esther. So if you want to go back, that is a Bible study that I've done. Also in January, I did January Genesis, so that takes you through the book of Genesis, if those are of interest to you. So we're in the kitchen today, and since our Bible study is going to be on the personality of Jesus, we're going to show you something that will add a lot of personality and character to your summer in the kitchen. So our family loves smoothies, and it's so quick and easy to make. The kids can make them on their own. We love our Magic Bullet, and so that way you can just make single servings and you can, just fix it up any way you want. So I'm going to show you one that I do quite often, and they're just, so refreshing, and there's so many fresh fruits this time of year that you can blend in there. But my favorite is a healthy peanut butter chocolate shake. So I'm going to show you that one, and then we're going to talk about some other ways. So we start with a yogurt. You can do sweetened or unsweetened. And then I use coconut milk, but you can use regular milk, or you might like the taste of almond milk better. I just like that coconut flavor. We started out with ice in the bottom, and then instead of the good old fattening peanut butter, I use PB2, which is less calories, but it still gives you the same flavor of peanut butter. And then Hershey's Cocoa. If you're doing a fruit smoothie, you can just use frozen fruit. That's what we do a lot of times if we don't have fresh fruit. If you want it sweeter, if you use unsweetened yogurt, you can use, I like to use Truvia, or honey is natural. So I'm going to I do like mine kind of sweet, so I'm going to sweeten it with some Truvia. And then we just put our little lid on and blend it up. Let's try it. Peanut butter chocolate. So one of the things that my boys like to do is they'll make a smoothie and they add in their protein powder. But this is my favorite shake. It's rich and creamy and delicious, and you can do it breakfast, snack, any time of day. It's nice. I like to go out on the deck and drink mine. But some other options, you can get as creative as you want to. You can use fresh fruit. As I said, if you don't want to use ice, you can use your frozen fruit for the ice. That makes it nice and creamy. But there are just so many fruits and flavors out there right now that you can make it any way you want to. So add some personality to your summer and mix up some good smoothies. Okay, we are kicking off this Bible study, the personality of Jesus, with part one, which is Jesus was a very expressive person. He wore his emotions on his face, and I'm starting you out with this particular part of Jesus' personality for three reasons. Number one, our first impression of people when we are around them is through their facial expressions, right? Number two, it's going to help us realize that Jesus experienced every single emotion that we do in our lifetime. and he was not afraid to show it. And then number 3, perhaps this part of Jesus' personality is going to kind of ease you into this study, because I think you may find some personality traits about Jesus that you perhaps are not expecting to find. Maybe they're not the Hollywood Jesus or the Jesus that you've made up in your mind. So make no mistake, Jesus was very intentional and very serious when it came to spreading the gospel and doing what his Father sent him to do. But he did not look like a funeral home director. Have y'all ever known someone that they handle everything with such grave intention that they have a face of stone? I have known people, they could be talking about, a sunny day, the weather, but their face is like a face carved of stone. That was not Jesus, okay? Jesus drew people to him, and part of that drawing was on account of his facial expressions. Children especially loved to be around Jesus, and they wanted to talk with him, they wanted to be near to him, they wanted to sit with him, and even be held by him. And everybody's familiar with the passage that says, "Let the little children come to me." But I want to take a look at Mark 9:36, and in this passage it says, "Jesus took a little child and had him stand among them. Taking him in his arms, he said to them," and then he says, "Whoever welcomes one of these little children in my name welcomes me." But children were always near to Jesus. He didn't have to go looking for a child. There was just a child near him and in his presence. And so if there's one thing I have experience in, it is with children. I have a lifetime of experience from babysitting from the time I was 10 to a career where I see, hundreds and hundreds of children every week and work with them. So there is something that I have observed about children in my experience that I know pretty well, and that is that they are attracted to people with warm, open facial expressions. They love to see smiles and kind faces. That's what they respond to. And they are much, much more perceptive than any adult when it comes to reading how genuine those smiles are. And they are receptive to sincerity when your smile and your warmth is genuine. And children knew this about Jesus. Children saw his warm, soft expressions towards them. They had no doubt that he loved them and that he wanted them to be around him. And so in Matthew 8:10, we're going to go to another expression that Jesus had. In Matthew 8:10, we see Jesus have an expression of astonishment. I mean, Jesus was astonished by something. Let's look at that. In Matthew 8, I'm going to start actually in verse 8. It says, "The centurion replied, 'Lord, I do not deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed. For I myself am a man under authority with soldiers under me, and I tell this one, go, and he goes, and I tell this one, come, and he comes, and I say to my servant, do this, and he does it.' When Jesus heard this, he was astonished and said to those following him, 'I tell you the truth, I've not found anyone in Israel with such great faith.'" And so this centurion was saying, "Lord, you don't even have to be present to heal my servant." He was asking for healing, and when he said, just say the word and he'll be healed, everything is under your authority, Jesus was astonished. And I would love to have seen the look on his face when this centurion said that. Think of your look of astonishment. That's what he looked like. And then another example of his expressiveness and that he showed it on his face is in Mark 11. Jesus was human, which means, like us, sometimes he got up on the wrong side of the bed. He had bad days from time to time, and we get to see this in Mark 11. This is where he gets up, he's hungry, he goes up to a fig tree, and it's out of season for figs to even be on the tree, but he tries to get something to eat from it. And when he doesn't, he like curses the tree. And then this leads up to him going into the temple, where he finds people treating the house of God like it's some kind of marketplace, and they're selling things. And he gets mad and he turns over tables, and he was angry, right? He was having a bad day, and it just kept getting worse. And so Jesus definitely showed anger when he was mad. He was angry, and he wasn't afraid to show it. Jesus showed grief. He grieved and he mourned just like we experienced. He cried, and one of the times that we see that he went off by himself to get very emotional was when he lost his cousin, John the Baptist. He went off in a boat to just be by himself and cry and pray, just like we would do. And then another place that it shows where Jesus cried and hugged people and just mourned was over the death of his very good friend Lazarus. He wasn't moved to tears until he saw his sisters, Lazarus' sisters, Mary and Martha, and he was so close to them. They were so close, they were like family, that, I mean, he just broke down. Twice he broke down when he saw his sisters, and then again at the tomb. You know, Jesus also laughed and joked, just like we do. He had a good time with his disciples, and we'll get into that more later in this study. But he had a good time with his closest friends. He loved being around them. And he also showed pain on his face when he was beaten, when he was carrying his cross on the way to his crucifixion, and when he was crucified upon the cross. That agony and that pain definitely showed on his face. Jesus was not Superman. He was not the man of steel. He had every emotion that you and I do, and he showed it. He showed it. He wore it on his face, and he felt those emotions just as deeply as you and I, because he was fully human. And so I hope that you have gotten to know Jesus a little bit better today through how he was very similar to us, and he showed every emotion that he had. He didn't stifle it. He didn't try to hide it. Some people think that Christians just always wear a smile on their face, and they're always happy, and they're always bubbly. And that could not be further from the truth, because Christians, non-Christians, we experience everything that Jesus experienced. We've had the same type of expressions. Hey guys, I hope that today has given you a little more insight into Jesus' personality. As I said, I'm so delighted about this upcoming study, so I hope you'll join me for all of the parts of this series. Guys, share this with other people that you know. I hope you will like it, and if you're not subscribed, I invite you to. Guys, you have a great day, and I hope to see you back here Thursday. Don't forget, it's T-Shirt Tuesday, so make sure you comment your size to be entered for the drawing that'll happen next Tuesday. Have a great day, guys, and until next time, slow down. Take the dirt road, believer.